All right, it's 6:30, so we'll get started. I'm in the living room dojo today. O Sensei's picture, thanks to Mark Valentine. And since I have a rug, we'll do just a little bit on the floor. But feel free to skip the floor part if you don't have a good surface. So let's bow it. Rashmas, everyone. All right, let's warm up. Jump. Circles. One more. Down. Up. Down. Up. Let's reach, move through these. Legs. Let's get a little closer. Now, toes up. Back straight. Now sink into it. And look over your shoulders. Left. Right. Left. Right. Feet together. I'm going to roll back, but I'm going to, instead of just do like I do on the mat, since it's a little harder surface, I'm going to gingerly let myself down. If you're on a hard surface, think about rolling back on one side of your body, not straight back. Back. Up, cross your legs. Back. Up, cross them the other way. So I'm going to flex my feet, engage my quads, and just hinge at the hips, neutral neck. Feel the skin on the back of your legs stretching. I'm going to point my toes, everything round, different hamstring stretch. Open. Down the middle. Since Liz is here, I can say chest on the floor. The rest of you do what I do. Feet together. Do the same thing here. We'll do a flat back, hinge at the hip, just lean over, neutral neck. And now everything round. Ankles. Toe. Arch. Shake it out. Ankles. Toes, arch, shake. Now seiza. If you're on a harder surface, you could sit like this, or you can even do this standing. I'm going to sit seiza tonight. Reach back. Circles. A little faster. Okay, let's breathe. In. Everything down. Slowly exhale. Again. One more time. Okay. Betting enough that you have a soft surface. Let's do just a little bit of back ukemi from down on the ground here. If you're on a hard surface, you can skip this or be very careful, be nice to your body. Let's start right foot forward. We're going to roll back. We're going to switch our feet every time. So 1, switch, come up left. 2, switch, come up right foot forward. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now we're going to do the same thing. Check your space, because I'm gonna change my direction. So my right foot's forward. I'm going to roll from my left arm all the way to my right arm like this. Change my feet. Come up the other direction, 180 degrees. So I'm in left hanmi. I'm going to roll back. Come up in right hanmi. Let's do a couple of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, that's enough on the floor. So we're about 8 minutes in. So Jerry, please join us. I don't know if he's there. So tonight we're going to do some Tenkan movements and some Irimi Tenkan motions. So let's start with Tenkan first. I'll face away from you. So left hanmi, we're going to slide in just a little bit, pivot, and step back. So that's basic Tenkan motion. If you were here last week or watched the other video, we talked about pivoting on our feet, where you don't pivot on your heels, very off balance, and you don't try to do it all at once. It's kind of hard on your knees, and you end up jumping. So instead you do change your front foot to your new back foot, and then your back foot becomes your front foot. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2. And then you can speed it up to make it almost a 1 count. So we'll add that. We'll put that, with that in mind, let's do the Tenkan. So I'm going to slide in, do my 1, 2 pivot, step back. Now I'm going to step in, 1, 2 pivot, step back. Step in, step back, step in, step back, step in, step back. Now we'll go a little faster, and those motions kind of blend together, but you're still not hopping, right? So let's start in left hanmi again, and we'll just do a few of these. 1, step in, 2, step in, 3, so the other thing with Tenkan here, so that's our motion by ourselves. Now let's picture there's a partner connected to us. And where the arm is here, we don't want to disturb that arm. We want to move around it with our pivot and step back, and this has stayed in the same place in space. So this is good practice you can do on yourself, with yourself. So your hand, maybe look over if there's an X on your floor or a pattern on your rug where your hand is. Now move around that and see if your hand is still there, because then your partner's still there. You haven't disturbed them. Right? So let's do that a few times on your own. Once you have that sort of undisturbed Tenkan, see if you can speed it up just a bit. And notice, if you speed it up a lot, you get kind of sloppy. So it's very, solo practice is very good for precision of movement. Okay, now let's add, we've seen Voha do this exercise. So we're going to start with a Tenkan. Your partner is still here, you haven't disturbed them. Don't disturb your shoulders, don't disturb your partner, and switch your feet. See if you can be very stable and switch your feet. Another thing from last week, your foot is too far wide, this is going to be impossible to do. Switch your feet, right? So your distance should be fairly narrow. Find a good, comfortable distance that allows you to change your feet. Do some of this on your own. So it's a Tenkan, and then you're changing from one hame to another without affecting your shoulders or your hand or your partner. Again, you can speed it up a little bit and you can see yourself when you start to get sloppy if you speed it up too fast. So slow it down, be precise. Okay, so let's do our first technique. So we already are visualizing our partner there. So now we're going to do a technique that starts with Tenkan. So I Tenkan, I like this technique a lot. Step in, and this becomes my new back foot. I turn and I throw. So Tenkan, step back in as you raise up, turn, throw your partner. Tenkan, step back in, turn, throw your partner. Do this on your own. When I first started, we had a lot of people talk about lifting these arms up, and when you throw your partner, it's like putting a stone down on them. So this is good visualization for here. Lift up, lay that stone on their chest. So your footwork needs to be precise, otherwise you're going to be imbalanced in the middle of this. So if you feel a little wavery, you can revisit your footwork and make sure you're not trying to move your feet at the same time. So that's that one. Now we'll do a second variation of that same one. You have a partner. It's Tenkan. And now I'm going to complete my Tenkan. Turn a little bit more, raise up and throw back down at them. So Tenkan, full Tenkan, raise up, lay that stone on their chest. This is good practice for your, especially since we're not on mats, maybe some of you on floors, for that pivot, where you have to go 1-2 on the pivot. So 1-2 on the pivot here, 1-2 pivot here, 1-2 pivot there. So your feet have to move independently on the balls of your feet. Once that feels pretty good, try to smooth it out. See if you can maintain the stability while you're moving the whole time. That was good. So give your partner that smoothness, but do it by managing your feet. A couple more times. All right, let's put Kokunage aside for a minute, and we're going to look at Irimi Tenkan. Rock Sensei showed this on his Thursday night video. It's on the 6Q test, and it goes, so it's like an Ikkyo motion, but you're going to step in, pivot, step back. So your arms are doing Ikkyo, your feet are step in, pivot, step back. You step in, pivot, step back, step in, pivot, step back. Remember your pivot on this too. 1, 2, step back. On your own, if it feels comfortable, try to smooth it out. Make it one motion. Doesn't have to be fast. If you can do it smoothly, without wavering, you're on the right track. Let's do this. All right, so I'm, if I start left hami, I'm going to step in with my right foot, turn back, step back with my left foot. I'm in right hami again, left foot steps in, step back with the right foot. So let's do the same thing. Now let's picture we have an opponent, Katatetori. So your opponent is here. This is where I'm going to exchange places with my opponent. So, or I mean my partner, sorry. So I step in a temi, but I'm going to cut down this arm. Let me show it this side, or this side. So step in a temi, now I'm going to cut their arm as I turn back around, and they end up here. So this is, so the footwork's the same as this, right? Forget the hands for a minute. Step in, step back. Step in, step back. Now picture they're here. I'm going to step in a temi, cut down as I step back. Uke should be here, ready for a Riminage. Step in, cut down, step back. It's hard to picture, but Uke, I'm holding on a nage. They step in, a temi, cut my arm this way, and I'm going to come here. So we've changed places. So step in, step back. Uke should be right here. It's just the entrance, right? Step in a temi, step back, cut down. So footwork is the same as before, and handwork is a temi, cut down. Temi, cut down. Hope that makes sense. Do that a little bit on your own. So if it's confusing, you can still do the other one. Step in, step back with Ikkyo arms. If you can picture it, a temi, cut down. Footwork's the same. Temi, cut down. Smooth it out. So this is for Riminage. So this is a Katatsuri Riminage where Uke changes places and then they change places again. So a temi, step in, step back. Now Uke's here, I'm going to reach around and grab their neck. Step in, step back again, and they're going to be here for the throw. So we're going to do 2 step in, step back. The footwork is just this, step in, step back, step in, step back, step in, step back, step in, step back. Handward is step in a temi, cut down, grab the neck, cut down. Temi, cut down, grab the neck, cut down. So picture your partner there. Temi, cut down, grab the neck, they're right here. This is almost the full technique. Step in, grab the neck, cut down. Do that a bit on your own, and we'll add the 1 hit at the end. One tiny bit left at the end. So step in, Atemi, cut down, step back, step into the neck, cut down and up, and now we're going to step forward for the last one. So footwork, step in, step back, step in, step back, step into throw. Step in, step back, step in, step back, step into throw. With the hands, Temi, step in, cut down, step back, to the neck, step in, step back to set them up, step in to throw. Temi, cut down, to the neck, cut up, throw. Go ahead on your own. You can picture it, and you have the basic move motion, then smooth it out. See if you can smooth it out for your partner. That's the dog sneezing. So that's a slightly complicated Irimi naga, especially without a partner. But it's good footwork practice. So your technique comes from your footwork. That's your base. So if some of the other stuff was confusing today and it didn't really, you couldn't picture the opponent, you can still do this step in, step back. Right? Step in, step back. That's the motion. That's a Irimi Tenkan. With the arms, a Irimi Tenkan on the 6 cue. Step in, step back. Step in, step back. And the rest of it is just adding a little bit more complicated stuff, right? The Temi, cut, footwork still the same. Up, down. So you can practice this stuff on your own. What else do I have here? So tonight we did a little Tenkan, right? Managing our pivot. And we did Tenkan picturing our partner here and not disturbing them, right? They're still here. We did Tenkan, my partner's here. I'm not disturbing them as I move my feet. This will teach you whether your feet are too far apart. I'm here, I can't do it. And then we did Irimi Tenkan from the 6 cue test, and then we turned it into a technique. Irimi Tenkan, Irimi Tenkan. Let's do a little cool down. Jump. Circles. Legs. Toes up. Straight back. Sink into it. Left shoulder, or over your right shoulder, sorry, left shoulder. And let's breathe, standing. In, down, slower this time. Shake all the air out. Okay, let's bow out. Thank you very much.